Welcome to weeks 11 and 12 of my journey to a master's in responsible artificial intelligence. I am Rem, also known as Kuya Dev, and I am a student of Open Institute of Technology. So these past couple of weeks have been really intense since all of our subjects, all of our courses now have ongoing assessments, and we all have to finish them within the next or the final 2 weeks. And the pressure is on. But thankfully, I've been able to work on a couple of them. One is for the programming subject, and it's already finished. That was, I think, the lightest one, or in terms of workload. And I also had a group project for our data analytics and visualization course. And my group members there are the best. So we were able to divvy up the workload among each other, and we were actually able to finish some of the things, a lot of the things, in the beginning of week 11, I think. So we had a lot of time to actually get things in order and polish things. So we haven't still submitted it yet, but we will be submitting it within the week. So yeah, thanks to my group mates there, it made everything a bit lighter on that particular course. But yeah, currently I'm working on a very interesting assessment for our machine learning course, in which we have to actually enter a Kaggle competition. So if you aren't familiar with Kaggle, it is basically a social network for data science and AI professionals. So I've been interested in entering one of those competitions, but I haven't really had the chance and the time and the motivation to actually do it. And because this assessment actually is around 70% of our final grade, if that isn't motivation enough, I don't know what is, right? But the problem there is we think that the grading is a bit off, the distribution of how we will be graded for this assessment. Not only is it around 70% of our final grade, a large chunk of that would depend on how your submission to the competition on Kaggle performs. So if you don't perform well, if your submission is ranked at the bottom 50% of all participants in that competition, you would get low marks. The challenge is to actually get into at least the top 25% of all submissions, which is very hard to do. So, for example, in my first submission to the competition, I got a score of around 0.695, rounded up. But the top score for that competition is only around 0.705. So I am just off by zero point zero 0.01. And if I get that zero point zero 0.01 in my score, if I add a bit more accuracy to my machine learning models, I would get the top rank number one. So I'm a bit close, right? But if you look at it now, at the time of this recording, I'm at rank number 800, 800 something, out of, I think, 1,200 submissions so far. So just that zero point zero 0.01, the value of just 0.01, that difference translate to a difference of 800 places in the rankings in that competition. So especially that I am a first timer, I'm not really a machine learning engineer, and definitely I'm not a Kaggler. I was already happy that I was only off zero point zero 0.01, but it also meant that I'm at the bottom one third of all participants. And if the goal is to at least get into the top 50%, I'm pretty far off, right? So, yeah, I've been talking to my classmates and bringing this up, and we really think that the grading is a bit unfair, and we actually need to talk to the professor about it. But if you remove that grading part and just focus on the assessment itself, in terms of learning and in terms of enjoying the activity, the assessment, it's been really fun. It's way up there in terms of the best assessments here at OPIT so far. I'm not saying that the other assessments are bad, but you know, they are quite good also, especially on our AI and ethics assessment, which I am looking forward to doing. But this, in terms of practical knowledge, really learning how to do this, learning how to tune your models so that you could increase the accuracy, and actually getting into the profiles of these top Kaggle users and seeing how they do things, because some of them are very generous with their knowledge. They discuss the techniques that they did in the entries, in the submissions that actually placed well in other competitions. So I try to read of what they do, and I'm really learning a lot about how to build machine learning models by just joining a Kaggle competition. So yeah, there's a lot to unpack there, especially in how tree-based models often perform well in Kaggle competitions. Not only tree-based models, but boosted tree-based models like XGBoost, like GBM, and other similar models. So, and I've been actually sharing the insights that I've been learning through this process to my classmates so that they don't commit the same mistakes that I did. Like, for example, you need to make sure that you save your models. You have save points in your Jupyter notebook so that whenever something bad happens, you could just resume from this save point instead of having to train everything again. Because if you do that, if you don't save your models, you would have to retrain everything again, all your models. And training a model could take as short as an hour, or it could even take, 6 hours or more, depending on how you configure the training of the model. So that's a lot of time that's going to be wasted if you don't save your models. You just save them and then load them up again on your Jupyter notebook. So I've been doing that, and I've been also building my own versioning system between one Jupyter notebook and another, iterating at each new notebook, trying to increase the accuracy of my models. So yeah, lots of learning there. And also, right in the middle of this, I was able to actually join another protest rally against corruption here in the Philippines with my wife this time. She wasn't able to join me the first time, so this time we went together, but quite frankly, we were disappointed because not many people went there. Just a few actually attended, which kinda which is kinda disheartening, since it could be showing that the people here in the Philippines are maybe losing hope. I hope not, but I don't know. We will keep fighting the fight. We will keep voicing out against corruption. Hopefully, something really good happens. But we are also preparing on the eventuality that things don't change here in the Philippines. So we are actually planning on how we would shape our life given, maybe that things stay the same, that corruption stay the same, but you know, you can only hope for the better and prepare for the worst, right? So that's it. Week 11 and 12 done. I've submitted a couple of assessments already. One for, again, programming, another for our human-centered AI design course. And I'm trying to finish this one, the machine learning one. We will probably submit the group project or group assessment for data analytics at the middle of the week. My part there is already done, so only thing to do is to submit it. And after that, the last one would be our AI and ethics assessment, which that one would be pretty intense also, since we would need to read the whole EU AI Act. And I'm planning to actually compare that with legislation here in the Philippines, or at least the bills that they are filing to build an AI Act for the Philippines. So yeah, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm expecting to have difficulty trying to build an evaluation on these statutes and bills, but I'm also looking forward to it. If I want to get into regulation, I would need to get used to legal text, right? So yeah, that one I'm really excited on, but lots of reading to be done. But after that, if I finish that, I have a few more graded assignments I need to work through. They are ungraded, but I want to finish all of them because first, of course, I want to learn and I want to apply those learnings to these ungraded assessments, ungraded homework. And second, finishing all of them gives you an additional 5 points bonus on your final grade, which I think I would need, especially in the machine learning class, because of all the things that I've said earlier. So, yeah, last push, last week. And after this, I want to focus on getting that AIGP certification. But until then, thank you for watching until the end of this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!